hip-hop gamer show. What it is, hip-hop gamer show.
Hey yo, what's up? It's the one and only hip hop gamer, aka Mr. Shots Fired. Hot 97, GameStop, let's get it in. First off, very excited because I've been working very hard. This particular issue, this particular situation is like years and years and years in the making, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna lie, I really believe I'm gonna need y'all help on this one too, man. Like for real, you know what I'm saying? I think a collective effort will help to get the results that we want, and that's NFL2K to come back to be able to go face to face against Madden, and also be excited for Joe Montana 16 as well. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that that's coming too, and we're gonna walk through this article together. All right, let's get it popping. First off, I want to start out with the Sony 2K event that I attended here in New York. So a few weeks back, when PlayStation announced PlayStation Heroes, they had Steph Curry come out, Snoop Dogg come out. It was an incredible event, you know what I'm saying? But also some of my people from 2K was there, and it was a great event. Now, I got a chance to speak with like so many people. Like, it was just like great energy in the room, and I spoke to some people from 2K. I spoke to some people from Sony. Ronnie 2K was there and everything. Spoke to him, just said what's up, you know what I'm saying? Great dude, love his energy as always. A lot of people there, right? But here's the thing where it's always interesting. Before Floyd Mayweather and before Manny Pacquiao fight was signed and sealed, that was the question that's been going on for like 5 years. Will the fight happen? Will the fight happen? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And the fight finally happened. It's the same energy when it comes to NFL 2K. I kid you not, dog. Like, the energy is crazy. So let's get into it. Speaking with 2K first, right? Had a great conversation. One of the things that was asked to me was what I thought of NBA 2K15 and what can be improved for 2K16 and stuff like that. So I spoke about quite a few things that I love the game, don't get me wrong, but there was quite a few things that I brought up regarding 2K15 and improvements on 2K16. But that's not important. What's important is what I asked. And I said, look, I know you can't talk about NFL 2K, and I also know it kind of infuriates y'all that y'all, you know, can't make one right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I know there's so much technology going on behind the scenes that y'all want to do and showcase. So how do you feel about just the situation? You know, I never got a chance to ask 2K how do they just feel, you know, about the situation. I didn't ask when is it coming back or if it's coming back or anything. I just said, how do you feel as a gamer, as a game developer? How do you feel about the situation? You know what I'm saying? And I got one of the most interesting, deep, real responses, man. And obviously I couldn't get this on camera, but it was great regardless. So what I got in return blew my mind, man. And the first thing was that they said that they paying attention to the industry. You know what I'm saying? They got their finger on the pulse, so to speak. They are still coming up with new ideas for an NFL game as the years go by. The more they perfect their technology that we see in their NBA 2K games and WWE and all this other stuff, just know that we're thinking about NFL just as well as we're thinking about NBA 2K and WWE as we progress and build our engine out. That was very interesting. That was very interesting to me, that they still got NFL on their mind to that level, to where a lot of the new designs that they're doing for their other games, they're keeping NFL in mind from a development standpoint. That was the first thing that struck me as very interesting. The second thing that struck me as very interesting is that they said that they, of course, they want to make an NFL 2K game. They want to make one like they always did, and they actually have like features and things that they want to do that Madden still don't have. And on top of that, when the news first came out that, you know, the exclusive deal happened, there was things that they was gonna do in NFL 2K6 that still don't exist in Madden. That's how far back like their mentality was, in terms of back then they were still ahead of their time when it came to the competition. we had a good discussion. Like, this was crazy. So then I never got a chance to, well, I did get a chance to at E3. I spoke to Ronnie 2K about it. You know what I'm saying? I can't reveal too much from that particular conversation, but I spoke with Ronnie about this. I said, well, the infamous interview that y'all remember when I did an interview with Rex, you know what I'm saying? You could, if you don't remember that, you can check out the footage here. Check it out.
Let me ask you a question. If the license for 2K got open so that they could make another football game, what would you do, or what would be your first thing as a team to make sure you guys stay #1? Because there's a cult following of a 2K lovers, and we all love football, we all game. But from a competitive standpoint, if competition comes back, what ace do you got up your sleeve to make sure EA stays #1 and that slogan stays true about it being it's in the game?
I'm really glad you asked that question, because, you know, we got a lot of former football players on the team, and as, you know, former athletes, competition's a big deal for us. We like to compete, we like to be challenged. So I'll say it right now, I would love for 2K to make a football game, and I'll basically say it on camera. Go ahead and make a football game. Come at me, bro. Let's see what you got. Invest that money, buy that license. Let's go head to head. You versus Madden. Let's get it on. I don't care when, I don't care.
Okay, so, you know, when that came out, and Rex said, you know, buy the license, make a football game, come at me, bro, and all this other stuff, when he said those things, you know, I went straight to Ronnie and said, yo, what's up? And then they was like, I don't know why they would say that, because it's not like we got access to the license, so I don't know why they would say that. That's when I was like, you know what? Something started to click. I started putting some things together, you know what I'm saying? So now back to the Sony event, I was talking to 2K a little more, and I said, look, you know, that Rex interview that I did, I'm not sure if you've seen it or remember it, you know, the particular person I was talking to, but like when they said make the game, buy the license, like, is that true? Like, can you guys like buy the license but you just choose not to, or, you know, what's the deal with that? And that's when everything stopped. That's when it was like, look, that's too high up of my pay grade. I can't speak on whether we could buy it or not. All I know is that we want to make one. We get this from my fans all the time. We already have plans each year that goes past. We already have plans to do it. But until we get the go ahead and the okay to just do it, then we will. You know what I'm saying? Period. So then I didn't speak about the Joe Montana to them because honestly I wasn't sure if that was true at that particular time, so, you know, I just didn't say that. So that was very interesting right there when I was talking to my peoples from 2K. Now, some of the people from Sony, you know, obviously they was there, and I got a chance to speak with some people from Sony. So when I was talking to Sony, I was like, well, let me ask you a question. Why is it, now here's another thing, like, y'all gotta follow me here, follow me. So now, another thing that bugged me out was when I spoke to Sony, and I said, hey, look, you know, there's a process that happens on any console manufacturer's system. You know what I'm saying? And that process is this. Like, that's why we got the ESRB, you know, the rating system for the games. So when a game goes through, it's this process to get it approved. Once it's approved, then it could exist on, you know, the actual platform. So what I asked Sony, just out of the blue, because I never thought about this, so I said, yo, check it out. Can you guys refuse games? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I know you have an approval process, so obviously you can refuse games. Is that true? And they're like, yeah, you could. I mean, we could refuse games depending on what it is or whether we want it on our platform or not. You know, but we have the power to refuse games. And I said that was very interesting. So I said, why is it that, you know, Madden could buy the exclusive license to NFL, and you know, now 2K and any third party, whatever, they can't make an NFL game, but Sony used to have Game Day, and, you know, Microsoft used to have NFL Fever. So how is it that an NFL game can exist on PlayStation and on Microsoft, but Sony and Microsoft can't make an NFL game? Like, is there any truth to that? Like, I was keeping it real, keeping it 100. I was like, is there any truth to that? Or can Sony, you know, make a football game again if they wanted to? You know, like, how does this work? So here's the thing that's interesting. When I was on Sony was saying, well, we're not interested in making a, you know, NFL game and stuff like that, but if we wanted to go that route, you know, we could look into that. And, you know, I know there's a lot of fans of game day back in, I think it was I forgot what year it was, but it was a year where game day actually beat Madden in sales and in popularity. But then over time it started dwindling down, and you know what happened with game day. But there was a point in time where Sony had a football game that was definitely dominant and prominent in the industry. Their focus is obviously on MLB, but when I asked them that question, I was like, could Sony make a NFL game, or does that license, you know, hurt first party as well and stuff like that? And obviously they can't go into those type of legal conversations and details with me, like, you know what I'm saying? But what I did get out of them was that they can make like an NFL game. Now this right here is scary, because I know in business sometimes there's miscommunication. Like, you could talk to one person at Sony, they can say something, then you talk to another person and Sony say something else. It's obviously been proven, because when back when Xbox One was coming out, like, Phil Harrison said this, but then Phil Spencer said that, and then Don Matrick said this, and then this person said that. So sometimes there is a miscommunication, or sometimes something is said that shouldn't be said. But that moment was very exciting for me, in terms of Sony saying that if they wanted to make an NFL game, I guess first party may be excluded from that particular deal, because an NFL game exists on the console manufacturer's platform. You see what I'm saying? So, or either they just agreed to not do it, I don't know. But it seems very interesting to know that as well. Now, on the Microsoft side of things, with NFL Fever, they had the XSN, which is the I think Xbox Sports Network at the time. And the reason why they stopped doing that was because of quality issues. So they didn't say they stopped doing NFL Fever because of the situation. They had said that they stopped because of quality issues. But it's ironic that it stopped around the same time that deal was made, so that's kind of iffy right there. But all of this stuff is very interesting as I put together, you know, what's going on. So let's break it down even more. Now, Joe Montana. Now here's the part that gets even crazier. So I reached out to Epic Games and I wanted to do like an interview. I'm ready to go. I got the questions. You already know I'm hyped. So they responded and they said that right now they can't do interviews because they working very, very hard on the game. So, you know, but we'll be ready to talk about all the details soon. Be excited, right? Be excited. So I'm like, okay, cool. So Joe Montana is real. It's coming. It's going down. You know what I'm saying? Straight from the horse's mouth. Now, another situation is, shout out to my man, but he's supposed to be getting me some information. I didn't get it yet, but hopefully if I do get something else, I can do a updated video to this. You know what I'm saying? But from what I gathered and from what I was able to get on my own and stuff like that, Joe Montana 16, from what I hear, is not an NFL licensed game. It's not an NFL licensed game. I really wish it was, but from what I'm hearing, it's not an NFL licensed game. You know what I'm saying? Now, these things can change, but I highly doubt it. Now, what I will say is this, though. What I was told from a technology standpoint is better than Madden. In terms of the Maddens that we've seen thus far, Joe Montana 16 looks better than Madden. From what I'm hearing, that it plays better than Madden. And another thing that I'm hearing is that they got features in this game from the realistic weather. Like, think about it like this. This is Unreal Engine we talking about. You know what I'm saying? And for what I'm hearing, the team that they got on it and the way they're utilizing it, Madden don't have it. Period. So that alone right there, until we see the game ourselves, is worth getting excited about to me, because of the engine that is working, because of the engine that they're using and the forward movement that the company Epic Games want to see their engine go. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the field of sports. I think this is going to be excellent. You know what I'm saying? So that right there to me is crazy. So that's all I really got. I don't have like other details that I wanted to because I didn't get a chance to get the interview yet. You know what I'm saying? And another connection that I have didn't get back to me in time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure there'll be an update to this video with more information regarding Joe Montana. But what I do know from what I was told is that it looks better, way better than Madden. You know what I'm saying? And has features that's never been done in a football game. Like, that alone right there is crazy. What features they talking about, what they're referring to, that's exciting. And we will get a lot more info soon. And you know, E3 is right around the corner. That could be the big stage for it. So, but Joe Montana is real, it's coming, and yeah, I believe they did say Xbox One and and PC only and stuff like that. And if that's the case, I think that's very interesting right there alone, simply because if it is exclusive and they trying to grow that market and stuff like that, then that means Microsoft might be giving it a push. If Microsoft is giving this game a push, who's to say Sony might not be working on something as well to give a game a push as well? That's pretty far-fetched, but I'm just throwing it out there because there's a reason why this is all happening like this. You know what I'm saying? So it's very exciting. Now, I'm gonna wrap it up soon. Now, I have a friend that's a lawyer, very smart guy, known him for years, and he's not in the gaming industry, but in terms of me, I've had songs in video games such as Twisted Metal and stuff like that. I've done business with gaming companies. So I spoke to gaming lawyers, you know, I spoke to lawyers in the gaming world before, you know what I'm saying? Understand a bit about how contracts work, but my friend that's a lawyer knows, you know, this is his field, you know what I'm saying? So I presented a question to him regarding monopolies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like eliminating competition by paying, by like using money to eliminate the competition and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like stripping them of their ability to have a fair level playing field and stuff like that. You know, I spoke to them about that in terms of business and things like that, or whatever of that nature. And now keep in mind, the NFL is known for doing exclusive like licenses, like, you know what I'm saying, like how they got the deal with DirecTV, how they got the deal with Papa John's, how they got the, you know, deal with Xbox. Like, you know, they like to do certain things a certain way, like, you know what I'm saying? That's obviously evident. Okay, fine. Now the thing is, you know, in this particular situation, it is, you know, a monopoly, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So I asked them, how does monopolies work? Like, is it legal? Is it illegal? Like how, what's the, you know, steps to go around? What's the loophole, so to speak? You know what I'm saying? So according to what I told him about the whole situation with NFL2K and Joe Montana that's coming out, you know, the Madden, how they did the exclusivity rights, you know, all these things, you know, how does that all factor in? So one of the things that he brought up was the fact that the NFL2K game was $19.99. When I told him that the NFL2K game was $19.99 and the game was better than Madden and it was like selling like crazy and it was like proof that you could profit at I believe they went to profit at that low price, but they was destroying the competition at that price and that quality. So how does that factor in? So what he was kind of telling me is that because they sold this game at such a low price, yes, the game was great, yes, the quality was great, but it devalued the NFL brand name in terms of worth. You see what I'm saying? And if you devalue a brand because of that, then, and there's other people out there, it forced Madden to drop their price because they was getting destroyed. So yeah, the consumers, we're enjoying that we getting this quality game for this price, but from a business standpoint, it can actually go against what it can actually go against you. You know what I'm saying? From a business standpoint. So in the eyes of the, you know, public and stock market trading, all these other things and stuff like that, something had to happen. Why? Because either Madden, either EA wasn't willing to go to that same price, either they couldn't afford to do it, or either they, in terms of the manpower that they had working on the game or whatever, from a talent standpoint, maybe they couldn't get what they wanted to get by having less people and cutting down the costs. You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of factors and variables with the whole situation. But in terms of the price being $19.99, that was actually the beginning of what I believe led to this whole NFL exclusivity thing and everything being what it is today. Now, when I was talking to him, he said, I told him that initially it was supposed to be a 5-year deal and stuff like that. So after this 5-year deal, it renewed. Now it's like 10 years later, still no NFL2K. You know, it's supposed to be expiring soon. How does these monopolies work? What's the loophole? So in closing, what he was saying is that the only way, and I hope I'm saying this right because I want to get it verbatim, but the only way NFL2K would be able to make a game is if they make an offer to the NFL, and the type of offer they gotta make has to benefit the NFL as a brand, their players and all this other stuff. It has to benefit everybody involved. So just like how EA said they paid a premium price and stuff like that, you can't according to what he said, you can't lock out competition like that. You can't lock it out in a monopoly like that. There's always a way to open that up for any company. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't lock it out. So I'm still trying to get even more information, but as of right now, when Rex said what he said about buy the license, you know, get the license and stuff like that, there may be truth to that. Because when I saw Rex after the interview and he pulled me to the side, he's like, yo man, you almost got me in trouble when I mentioned about that, buy the license. And when that was mentioned to me, it made me think maybe there is a way that can happen. You know what I'm saying? And negotiations can open up again. So will NFL2K come back? Yes. I'm telling y'all, yes, NFL2K will come back. Because I don't believe that 2K will still be in the development mindset with a football game if there was no chance of it coming back. That's one. And two, an interview that I did with my man, oh my God, I think it's Jesse or Josh. I can't even think of his name off the top of my head, but his last name is Bush. His technology is in, you know, the 2K games and stuff like that, the facial technology and everything. Like, anybody that watches my videos, you know what I'm talking about. But when I spoke to him about NFL 2K, he never said no. He said the technology, it could be used with everything, and wait till you see the faces. I just threw a curveball at him, but he never said no when I mentioned NFL 2K. So there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff being hidden. But in terms of Joe Montana coming out, yes, for what I'm hearing, it looks great, and they're working hard on it, and I'm gonna have an interview with them soon to give you guys an update. And in terms of NFL 2K, will it come back? Yes, it will come back. And in terms of the license, in terms of like EA and that monopoly and that stronghold that they have, may not have a leg to stand on in the next go around when it's open again. I'm very excited. I'm still trying to get more, but here's the part where I feel I need y'all help. You know what I'm saying? And this is, and I don't mean just sending tweets and stuff like that and everything like that. The part I'm gonna need y'all help on is if you guys could, and I don't mean to sign a petition and stuff like that, but if you guys could either send me an email or something like that. My email is hiphopgamer@hiphopgamershow.com. If y'all could send me an email stating features or things or testimonies or testimonials of NFL 2K and the experience you had with it when it was around. If you could get me those things, that'd be great. Because some weird thing that my lawyer friend told me was the power of the people that can change things when it comes to monopolies. And I want to get that so I can give it to him. And I just want to see what he say, because I think the more we talk about it and the more we dig, we might find something that we didn't know that could get the competition to come back again. Alright, so look, one love, God bless, the one and only hip hop gamer, Hot 97. I'm doing the best that I can, y'all. Please, I'm doing the best that I can. But now I can really use your help too. So send that info to me so I can send it to who I need to send to and see what we can get working here. Alright? Peace.